Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk Theology. All this month we've been looking at Christmas through the scriptures, and we're finally in the New Testament. Now, if you've ever read Matthew's gospel, you'll know that he begins with a genealogy. And for most of us, genealogies are not that interesting, but Matthew's doing several significant things with this genealogy. First, if you've read the book of Genesis, you may have recognized that anytime there is a new stage in the story that God is telling, the author, Moses, begins with a genealogy. He will say, this is the account of the heavens and the earth and the day they were created. And he will tell the story of Adam and Eve. But then following that, he'll say, this is the genealogy of Adam. And he'll trace him all the way down to Noah. And then from Noah, he will tell the story of the flood. And then again, here's Noah's genealogy and trace that down to the Tower of Babel. And then he'll give another genealogy that traces to Abraham and tell the story of God's covenant with Abraham. And so Matthew, by beginning with a genealogy for his Jewish audience, they're going to recognize that he's saying, hey, God is doing something new in history. This is a sign that a new covenant is about to be made. Now, the way that Matthew identifies Jesus as being the son of Abraham and the son of David, and if you've been following this series, you know that there are very specific covenants tied to those names. God promised Abraham that through his seed, all the nations of the earth would be blessed. He promised David that through his seed would be one who would sit on the throne of Israel forever. And so Matthew begins his gospel by saying Jesus, the seed of Abraham, the seed of David, that he has come to fulfill these promises. But one more thing that Matthew does in this genealogy that's incredibly interesting, that you won't typically find in genealogies, is he mentions women. He mentions the mothers of certain key individuals. He mentions Tamar, he mentions Rahab, he mentions Ruth, and he mentions Bathsheba, who he says is the wife of Uriah. Now, the reason these women are significant is because they are not Jews by birth, most likely. And that is, we know that Tamar came from the land of Canaan. We know that Rahab was a woman who was in Jericho. We know that Ruth was a Moabite. And of course, Bathsheba was married to Uriah the Hittite. And so Matthew is signaling that Jesus Christ is not just the Messiah for the Jewish people, but he has come to redeem the nations of the world. Well, if this blesses you, give us a follow. God bless you guys. Live for Jesus.